So I decided to turn the fog on for this episode, and also I've had the skybox turned off for like all of my videos, but I decided to turn it back on, and I forgot how much I enjoy the sky. Like I usually like the gloomy, overcast feel when it comes to me working in my city, but I really like the sky. It's very nice. I think I'm gonna keep it on for a while. I'm not sure about the fog. I am kind of testing out how I feel about it because I feel like because my computer can handle it, I don't need the fog. It's more for like a performance thing. But the server, on the other hand, sometimes has an issue loading in chunks. So the fog kind of helps with that by having it start as far as possible. It just kind of clouds, you know, the background a little bit. I don't know. Like I said, I'm going to try it for this episode, see how I like it in the edit. But anyway, this finally paid off. I I think it was like at the end of maybe it was episode 2. I put all these up here to start collecting snow, and I don't actually know when it paid off, but Click came over to my base the other day. Why can't I not jump? Click came over to my base the other day and was like, "Oh, you can harvest all your snow." And I'm like, "Oh, snap. I kind of completely forgot about that." So we'll have to make sure we take care of that. And then, yeah, okay, so that I like that, the slow reveal with the fog. You saw a little bit of a hiccup on the horizon there in terms of the actual loading, but yes, this city is really coming together. I really like how the at night some of the windows are illuminated, so it's like got this nice glow about it, but not all of them, so there are still like dark spots every once in a while where there is no light. I really like that. And then these shops I still haven't constructed yet, so they're all dark. But yes, I in between episodes decided to build the next building in the line. I'm kind of working on the back right now. I sketched out like the front and stuff, but I haven't decided what I want to do for the back. So I'm kind of playing around with extra shapes and stuff back here because I don't want the alley behind all of these to be super uniform. So you see like the buildings all kind of go different, they all have different stop points in the back, this one being the longest. But yeah, I've also gone ahead and labeled what all the shops are going to be. So this is going to be the bookstore, like I had mentioned. Up here is going to be more quote-unquote living space, because that is more like there's going to be another kind of building facade, and that's going to lead up to both of these. Bakery goes into here, and this one is the pawn shop. I worked on a little bit of redstone, nothing super fancy, but I like the way it works. I just can't figure out how to get the doors to close at the same time. I did some testing and checked like the levels to see if they would die at the same time, but they kind of don't. So if you've ever been to a pawn shop, some of them are very secure. So in order to get into this one, you have to like push the note block and they'll let you in, which is nice, kind of like an intercom system. But yeah, see, I've got the resource pack on that shows me the redstone levels, and when the doors are open they should both die at the same time, which is how you get the doors closing together, but they never seem to close together, even though when I'm standing on either one of these the redstone signal is the exact same at this point leading into the torch tower that turns the doors back like closed. So I gotta play around with that a little bit, but I sketched out the interiors. I haven't, made them yet, but that's kind of what we're going to be doing today. Is I've got the bookstore. I at least put walls in there. I think I did that last week. But bakery's got to be built. The pawn shop and this shop over here, which I'm calling an appliance store. So I'm going to sell like redstone stuff, observers, repeaters, comparators, all that kind of stuff. Stuff I find in the end, baked goods that no one's actually going to buy, and books that may or may not sell. But I do have a secret. Sizzle. How dare you interrupt me while I'm recording? Jeez Louise. These guys. But yes, let's get to building the interior of the, I can almost line that perfectly, bookstore right quick. So first things first, since I built this with slabs, like top slabs, so that it is spawn proofed without having light, I need to add the molding at the bottom, like I've been doing in the apartment, which I always think looks really good. I think this combination would look nice too. Yeah. I think the tiling of that is just like ununiform enough. What would be the best way of saying that? I think the tiling is correct. I can't think. I can't think today. Not good. I should have slept before recording. That's what they say. They say you should sleep. So I think barrels will be what I sell the books out of instead of selling them specifically out of the shulker boxes. So I can have them be like little cupboards. I want some book shelves to line some of the walls. Not be extreme about it. I really like the glow like that. Alright, so let's do that. And then that will loop around here. We'll have this go for a little bit, but I don't want too many... Like, despite it being a book shop, I don't want it to just be lined with, bookshelves. And then one of the things that I always like to do is put in the loom, right? Yeah. It's put in the loom, and it kind of has a empty bookshelf look to it, as long as you put it in not facing forward. So by sprinkling that in, it just makes it look like, oh yeah, there's, a couple books. I've got a resource pack on that varies up the bookshelf texture so that it's not super samey, but this just helps to kind of break it up a little bit more. And we're also going to want to carpet it up here. Oh no. There we go. I have to jump and do it. But one of the things that I've been enjoying a lot while building over here is playing with the darkness and like the weird areas where light leaks out is, ooh, what's over there? I think having darkness as like a viable thing in a build is, if you can achieve it, it's super awesome. So now we need to make where the books are purchased from. And if I'm not mistaken, I can use this wall. Yes. Because on the other side of this, there's going to be another wall here. So I can actually... Oh. There we go. Nailed it. I can actually put, like, barrels into here to sell the books, which is kind of nice. I might as well show you my secret weapon. A lot of them are like stacks. So like these are 2 books stacked, thick books. These are 3 books kind of stacked and randomly assorted. If I get rid of that, and that, you can see they've got like spines with, illegible writing because of the scaling on them. But yeah, they've all got unique names. So we got the World Atlas, hence the globe on the front, and it's a real thick boy. And then this one is the Bestiary, so it's kind of like a weird artist depiction of a slime, is kind of what I was thinking when I was designing that. The next pile is called Elixirs and Tonics. It's mostly referencing the top book that's visible, but obviously there's like 2 books there. And then this one is the Necronomicon, the dreaded Book of the Dead. Study of the Mind, it's like a brain. And then this one, I believe, Grimm's Tales. So it's like my version of Grimm's Fairy Tales, except it's got like a spooky skull on it. So I'm going to sell these in the shop as books that you can buy. along with the enchanted books. So it will be a functional bookstore and also a decorative bookstore. So let's get these all set into place, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got the special books all lined up here. You can kind of look at them and stuff. You can buy them from these barrels, put some shelves with some candles on it, added some paintings, put some more shelves with more candles. Over here I've got like a little, I don't know, more shelves. So there's like a cartography table, just 'cause I like the look of it as like a mini block, a mini little enchanting table, a statue, just because, you see some of that kind of stuff at old bookstores. More candles. Like I said, I like the idea that it's kind of dimly lit. I don't want it to be too bright since the slabs will prevent mobs from spawning. And then over here, there's like a little reading area. You can sit down, watch the people pass by. But this is kind of what I figured out in terms of the books, like how I'm going to lay out what I'm selling. The issue I'm running into right now is I don't know how to label this. I could just do alphabetical order and just basically force people to scroll through until they find what they're looking for, but I need a easy way of labeling which books are which. So I got to think about that. But in the meantime, there's actually a couple other things. See this beautiful pathway that my friends have all been setting up, and then they each have their own, themed pathway that leads to their base portal. Everybody's got one. And the main hub. Who added lava to this? I'm not sure how I feel about having lava, just because, I would hate for somebody to accidentally burn up. But as you can tell, the road kind of just dead ends just past Rooney's area to here, and then we have to lead over to mine. So we're going to work on that today, get that taken care of. I have an idea. I just need to start laying out blocks because I don't want to keep it. I feel like this is all too straight. I want to add a little bit of curvature to it. But if you remember from, I think it was 2 episodes ago when I added my face to Mount Founders more, there was this other portal over here off to the right. And now it's been revealed to be a portal to Oak Street, which this is so exciting for me. We never got the chance to do this on the last server we ran, but we have a little area for Halloween competition. So if we come over here, somebody didn't rewind. Welcome to Oak Street. We have a few vacant lots available for purchase. All lots cost 1 diamond block or 9 diamonds. But of course, this is not without a chance to make your investment back and then some. Starting from the moment you purchase your own lot until October 27th, your goal is to build a spooky-looking house for a chance to win your investment back. The top 3 homes will win a prize. Once you claim a lot, you will be given 3 tokens, each with different values, 1, 2, and 3. These tokens will then be used to vote on the other players' homes between October 27th and October 31st. The player with the top 3 points will receive diamonds by splitting the pot in order of 1st to 3rd. There are a few rules to the contest. Rule number 1, houses must be built in the areas marked by black and yellow wool, 16 by 24. Rule 2, all houses must have some resemblance of a house, i.e. no castles, skyscrapers, giant trees. I feel like this is directly calling out, because my buddy Karnax recently built his base as a giant tree, and I'm currently building city builds, so I feel like this is basically calling us out. The theme of this contest is Halloween decorated houses. Rule 3, diamonds must be paid before claiming a lot at the mailbox unit. This is also where you will cast your votes between the 27th and 31st. Lots are first come, first served. Rule 4, between October 27th and October 31st, when you cast your 3 votes, you may not vote for your own home. You may claim your lot when you pay at the mailbox unit. Happy Halloween and good luck building. May the best home win. I'll rewind this for the next person that comes over here. And yes, 9 diamonds or 1 block. I'm definitely going to be claiming my house. I need to get, there's a, there we go. But now that we've got our deed, we got to start brainstorming ideas on what to build. Let's see. We've got like a house that I'd imagine I would see like on the edge of a swamp or something like that. Like it's almost like an exaggerated witch hut. And then obviously, like I said, there's still some work in progress. We've got a modern style home with what looks like Halloween decorations by it. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Okay. And they got some pop-up jump scare stuff. Okay. All right. Is that just triggered with... Yeah, that's just triggered with some redstone. Nice. I like it. Little pop-up jump scares. And then, yeah, it looks like they're still working on the inside. I don't want to activate that again. I feel like I'd be I feel like I'm wasting the rockets, but that's so cool. Okay, all right. So that's some good stuff. We've got modern house with like spooky Halloween decorations, like an exaggerated, like overbuilt witch hut. Is that just gonna keep going off? Oh no. I don't want to have broken it. And then this one, which, like I said, I have to imagine that Rooney's building this one just because it feels like his level of extra. But this one looks like a spooky house in the same kind of style that like I would probably want to build, honestly. Like that older style of tiered house with like the high peaks and everything like that, the cool wraparound porch. Yeah. I don't want to like ruin too much for myself right now, so I'm not going to go in. I just peek through the window. But looks like, again, if I'm guessing this is Rooney's. If this is Rooney's, looks like he's using a lot of custom mini blocks, which I could do that. I could do that too, you know. But so we got a very scary house that looks scary to begin with. We've got a modern house that looks like it's got Halloween decorations set up. We've got like a witch hut and obviously work in progress. So what should our house look like? I'll take these now just so that I don't lose them. But yeah, there's much to figure out. Okay. That's something I'm gonna have to think about for a while, I feel like. I mean, I've got until near the end of the month, but I do wanna start working on it sooner rather than later. I'm gonna drop these off here. I hope I don't lose them. These are like the vote tokens 1, 2, and 3. Let's do some work on that road I was talking about so that I can call that done at least. And then the whole server decided to crash for 24 hours. It was not a good time on the server, unfortunately. Yeah. Not 100% sure how it happened, but the server started having very, very bad issues. Kind of out of nowhere. Like, it just kind of started, and yeah, the server was unusable until we managed to fix it. Like, the server seems to be running smooth. I turned off the fog while I'm in the nether roof. I really like the fog in the overworld. I'm not a huge fan of the fog in the nether, and I wish that there was a way that I could toggle between that, like, easily without having to go into my settings. But when you're flying around on the nether roof, it wouldn't be as big of a deal if we actually used the nether proper. But since we're up here on the nether roof, it's kind of a pain in the butt. So I'm working right now on how I want to start angling this. I don't know. I think I might want to keep this a little bit wide for a little bit longer. And then we're going to transition into a different block palette kind of slowly over time. So if that, and like that, then this can continue to go forward. Because if I do that and then bridge that gap with some deep slate in the similar style. Do I have any? No, I've got these. Okay. Let's add more of these blocks. That might just help with the transition a little bit more if I start it a little bit stronger. But if we keep going, we're eventually going to get there. And after about 2 hours of work, I believe my path is done. I went real wide with it, and basically I tried to get to the point where it matched the like city roads that I'm making with the cobbled deep slate and polished andesite. I did want to try and fade out the black border around the road because, you know, the sidewalk would naturally just be this and not, because like that's kind of what this black the black stone is over here. It's almost kind of like a sidewalk or whatever. But unfortunately, I just couldn't get it to look right because of the huge contrast difference between blackstone and stone and andesite and all of those things. So instead, I gave it a border. And I'm more happy than I thought I would be with the like fade from stone brick into deep slate brick into cobbled deep slate. Like I think I kept enough throughout so that like it slowly fades, and then there's like little parts here, and then it just becomes all cobbled deep slate, which has enough variety in the texture, I feel like, to cover it. But yeah, as you see here, because this is like the direct path through, I've got a little like welcome to or now entering. I need to figure out what I want to name my city. And you'd think that I would have thought of this by now. I had 2 hours where all I did while I was building was just think of what I could call it. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 9 if I want to go end to end, but 7 if I want to keep it inside. And I'm kind of thinking of different names, but until I'm ready, I'm not going to add a name just yet. But as you can see, a lot of my 2 hours was also spent just blowing up a ton of bedrock. went through like a stack and a half, just over a stack and a half of TNT in order to get the rest of this all blown out. And as you can see, like below a lot of this, I just went down layer by layer, making a nice little pathway. So you've got this cool kind of like a, what's it called? I'm blanking on this. Subway entrance. Yeah, subway entrance. And I used nether brick and the crimson wood as the accent. So I took down all of the warped, as it kind of didn't fit. So over here is where you can hitch up your animals. I got all of my chest animals over here, and then my special horse. But yeah, so people can ride their horses. The whole reason why we actually have this path in the first place, I don't know if I had explained that, was because we liked the idea of being able to ride our horses on the nether roof. Most of us all have wings, so we pretty much just exclusively fly everywhere. But, I mean, come on. Look at this. I'm really happy with how, like, natural the curves went in order to make this, as far as it not being too sharp or jagged, but it is a little obnoxious how wide it gets. And then, yeah, it comes over to here, and I'm going to put like a little sign here that's like, you know, please enter through here to get to the city. I don't really know what I want to do with my home nether portal yet. I was kind of thinking of making like a shack or something like that, so that people would know that like this is the house and that's the city. But I don't know yet. I haven't decided. But I'm really happy with the way this turned out. But that's not all. And this was done prior to the 2 hours. This was done kind of before and after the server decided to crash endlessly on us. But I have done some mini block modifications. So here is the diner. I now have even more mini blocks worth selling. So you can come in here and you can buy your cheeseburgers or your hamburgers. I think I'm going to do like a grilled cheese or some other type of sandwich for this box, but grape peanut butter and jelly, raspberry peanut butter and jelly, delicious looking apples. Look at that. And oranges, all available at 1 diamond per mini block, all custom made by me. And then to add little extra details, there's the jelly jars and the peanut butter jar. And because I have the greasy slices, I spent way too much time putting all of these, and there's some overlaps that are kind of unsightly, but if you don't move too much, like if you put your cursor right there, it looks perfect. It still kind of looks like a pizza, just the crust is real wacky. Can I do this? Under. And yeah. So I got the diner all nice and decorated with more blocks for sale. And these special items are going to rotate out as I get more stuff. But as of right now, I added lemon cubes, aka glowstone, to those. But that is the finished Atwood's Deli. And look at this. Look at that. It looks like a complete bar. I mean, you can see a little bit of where the breaks are right there, but I made, again, more with custom head textures. I made a bunch of blocks that have 4 letters on each of the faces with nothing on the tops and bottoms, and then a full-on blank one so that I can kind of smush them together and make these awesome signs. So yes, the bookstore is now 100% complete. There's a little bulletin board. Nothing of value, just kind of a decorative thing. But you can come inside and look at it. So I added some nice chairs, and those are just lightning rods on armor stands, tweaked in order to be underneath the carpeting. So now to look at the books, it's a little bit easier than having to like walk over here and jump to see the top of them. You can get into the chair and look around and stuff. I found a black cat, so I tamed it, put a black collar on it so that it all blends in, and now there's just a cool black cat hanging out in the bookstore. And I figured out how I was going to label these. Literally just swapped out... obviously, I modified the floor a little bit so that it was level with carpeting, and just put empty bookshelves, aka looms, in between, which they kind of have like this neat little, like almost like a screw or a nail area that kind of looks like that's where the signs would have been posted anyway. But I did some obnoxious detailing. I made up a bunch of names for the different authors of books and stuff. I go a little mad sometimes with this. Like even these, a lot of these are like, this is the actual name of the guy who invented the atlas. This is a combination of the last names, I believe, of some of the writers who make the Minecraft resource books, like the Brewing Guide, the My Bestiary. Like I think this one is the author of the My Bestiary, if I'm not mistaken. And then yeah, all books are 1 diamond each. That includes these and those, and that's the bookstore completed. Really happy with the way that turned out. And I started work on the bakery. So if we look in from the outside, I don't have any of the mini blocks in place, but this is going to be another shop that sells the custom mini blocks. But it also has bread and cookies and pie and cake and honeycomb, just because I figured if, bakery's going to sell some stuff. But yeah, there's these cool little potted plants. I love the lightning rods. The lightning rods are, I think, my favorite decorative block added to the game, or decorative item added to the game. Deep Slate's still probably my favorite block just because of all the versatility it has, but come on, you can't hate the lightning rod. So yeah, these shelves are going to be full of custom textured, Minecraft heads that look like donuts and cakes and pies and muffins and all kinds of delicious treats. Found what I think is a pretty decent use for like birch logs as like a interesting kind of roof or ceiling texture. And then there's this gentleman here who currently is a shepherd. I like the look of him, so I'll probably like lock him in as a shepherd. He obviously chose that because I used more looms, but in here is going to be an oven where there's going to be fresh baked bread just kind of happening. So yeah, bakery is nearly complete. I just have to get to work on making the custom mini blocks. I started work on the pawn shop, and the way to get in is you have to hit the note block to be accepted in. The doors open, and then eventually they close perfectly in unison. And yeah, I laid out the floor, just kind of a simple zigzag. Every couple blocks it shifts direction. I think this is in the wrong spot. How dare you? There we go. That looks much better. So that'll go here, and then this building is still under construction. But yeah. And last but not least, before we end this episode, I wanted to show you the quote-unquote living space that I created. So obviously, apartment facades are one of the things that I'm going to be throwing into just about every building. A little filing cabinet for you. But making each of these look interesting and unique on their own, worth exploring, you know, if you're walking through the world and you just kind of want to check out. I'm really happy with the way these turned out. These little kitchen areas, living spaces, bedding areas. And I don't know why I was having such a hard time with that, but that bridges up to this side where this is above the, this is not above, this is above the bakery, I think, right? Yeah, this is above the bakery. So there's a little dartboard over here with some arrows stuck in. The guy can't hit bullseye. Got another kitchen space. This one's like a bunk bed, fully usable, obviously. There's beds in there. Nice little table. And if we move on from here, I call this one the Neapolitan room because of the 3 different primary colors in here. Reminds me a lot of Neapolitan ice cream. But this one has like a fridge, and this one overlooks out back. Once this is all done, there'll actually be an ugly view of like more buildings and stuff. But for right now, it's nature and it's raining. I think I'm gonna sleep just to get that taken care of. But moving on, we follow this hallway and it kind of bends down and arches in this weird direction, comes over here, just kind of dead ends. It's a weird hallway that just kind of ends there, but this is the last one that I did, and I'm the most proud of what I did in here. So we've got the kitchen, very, very nice. This guy's got like a pipe going through his cabinet, you know, theoretically you wouldn't have been able to use that. The balcony, obviously not really super usable, but there's like a little privacy curtain here. I've got a wardrobe. These, you know, they're not doors, they just open like that, but I can hang clothes up in here and stuff like that. A nice bed. But look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 armor stands to make a telescope. And I think it turned out really good. Again, I cannot say enough good things about the lightning rod. It makes telescoping legs look really good. And like, I've messed up the angle on it. When I was designing it, I tried to make it so that I could like actually come in and look at this, but unfortunately, getting everything to work right with like the little thing that holds the telescope in place. So like right now, specifically, it's just decorative, which is, I mean, it's what it's going to stay. It's not like you could use this. You can't just come in here and, whoa, I can see far away. But yes, really super proud of this. I might want to shift it back because of that right there, just butting into there. But it's really hard once you get a bunch of armor stands to like individually move each piece a little bit and then lock them and then move the next piece. I don't know if you guys have ever used the custom armor stand book or data pack, but it can be quite the pain in the butt. But yeah, the city it's really coming together, and like I like the fact that you can kind of see there's not really much to look at when you're from this view, but if you were to like fly past this, you would definitely see what looks like life. You know, people live here is the idea that I'm trying to go for. I need more rockets. So yeah, you're flying around, coming through. And yeah, look at that. You can see inside their homes. You can see inside the apartments. Look at that nice telescope. It's wonderful. But I've got a lot of work to do, obviously, finishing this, but more importantly, I have to build a spooky house for the Halloween competition. And because of my delays, I've only got like 2 weeks left before that's due. So I'm going to go get to work right now, as a matter of fact. And in the meantime, I want to say thank you for watching this video. Most importantly, have a great rest of your day. Go play Minecraft. Enjoy yourself. Minecraft Live is this weekend, if you didn't know. Go watch that. I don't want to influence your vote, but I really like the Copper Golem. So I would say vote for that. I'll see you guys later. Bye.